I saw one person make a mid-year book freakout tag, and last year I think I saw like so many people do it, and it was July. I never made one last year, so I'm gonna make one this year. So I already wrote down all the questions. We're gonna keep it short. This is the shorter version. Now there's a couple longer versions for some people, but I will be, like I said, making it short. So this is the 13 question versions. I will leave them all in the description so you can answer as well. But we're gonna start it off with a bang, and that is, what is the best book that you've read this year so far? My answer is The Hunger Games. I have no reason to elaborate. I think everybody knows how incredible this is. I read it for the first time this year. Review pending. The next question is the best sequel that you read. Now, I actually read the entire Shatter Me series, like in January. Whatever the second book in that series is, I think that was, personally, that was my my favorite. Out of all, I read all the books and the novellas, and my favorite was the second one. Meaning, I probably should have just read the first three. Like many people say, that's all you need. But for some reason, I just wanted to complete the whole series. I don't know why. The next question is a new release that you want to read that you haven't read yet. And for me, I'm going to say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I've seen so many people talking about this book. I'm really feeling the romance bug at the moment. Like I really, really want to read some romance. I'm actually in the middle of another romance. So that I think might be a dark romance. I don't know. I didn't know anything about it when I picked it up. Okay, next question is, what is one of your most anticipated books for the rest of the year? And that's going to be Bury Your Bones in the Midnight Soil. I've seen people say it's for the Addie LaRue fans and the Vicious fans. So, and I'm a fan of both. I think those are two of her best books. So I definitely want to read that. Next up is your biggest disappointment of the year. For me, that's going to be Nettle and Bone. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I really wanted to love that book. I'm probably going to reread that book because I just like T. Kingfisher is everywhere lately. I feel like she is really getting her bag, so good for her. But I really didn't love that, so I don't know what to. If I didn't love that, I don't know what to read next. But I do plan to read more of her stuff because I know she just has so much. So if you've read T. Kingfisher, let me know. Okay, next question is your biggest surprise, and for me, it's going to be The Husbands. Can't remember the author's name, but The Husbands, definitely. It's this book that's set in our world, somewhere in the UK or somewhere in England. I'm not sure how different those two places are, but I'm pretty sure it's set in England, and it's just this woman just like getting a new husband like every every other chapter or so. She has a new husband, but there's like a certain spin on it at a certain point in the book. I won't say when, but like I just think that I think it did some really interesting things. Okay, next up is a favorite new author, whether that's a debut author or a new author to you. Personally, I'm going to say Abby Jimenez. I think Abby Jimenez has, with just one book that I've read, which is the Part of Your World book, I need to read. I want to read even her newest book. I see all the love for her, and I'm ready to just become someone else, sharing the love. Okay, the next we've got your newest fictional crush, and I'm going to pass because I haven't had any of those feelings for fictional people. I've got other feelings though, but for fictional people, no. The next question is your favorite new character. I'm gonna say pretty much anybody in the Hunger Games except for the villains, but like Katniss, Peeta. I already knew I was gonna love. I've already seen the movies. Okay, I've already seen the movies, but like these characters, every character in here that is not like Cato or like anybody that represents like the oppressive system, we don't like them. But everybody else, I wish I had read this like so long ago so that I could have been inundated with all of the. But I'm here now. I made it here eventually. Next question is a book that made you cry, and I'm going to say Minor Detail. And read the whole book, thought the writing is so good, and then also realizing that it was published in 2016 with everything going on in the world in 2025 is just devastating, like absolutely devastating. So I cried at the very end. I cried like a good bit. Next up is a book that made you happy. And I'm gonna say Under One Roof because I'm just a whore for Allie Hazelwood. I'm sorry, like something about her writing and the character. I don't know what it is. I don't know whatever she be doing, whatever her process is. I'm curious what her writing process is because I eat it up every time. This one is part of the novellas that like I feel like everyone hated on these so much, but I actually think a shorter romance is good because like if you're opening a we all know what we're there for, you know. So like the shorter, and she builds tension like no one else. She will build tension between characters like I've never read before. Next up is the most beautiful book that you bought this year, and I honestly don't know if I've bought any books this year, which is crazy. But the library has become. I stand the library. Okay, the library. That's what I'm gonna be fighting for forever. The library. Anything I can do to help the fucking library. Okay, and then finally, books that you need to read by the end of the year, which I don't have anything written down for this, but what's coming to mind is probably I'm going to read the sequel to Swordcatcher, hopefully by the end of the year. I want to read the rest of the Hunger Games series, like probably like this month, because you know I need to read Sunrise on the Reaping, and then I kind of want to reread The Ballad of Songbirds and Snake, which I did. I read that, even though I hadn't read the original Hunger Games. Never read that. I'm like looking at what I have in my room. Oh, I want to read Game of Thrones because I watched the show, but I never read the book, so I want to read Game of Thrones. I put this on my nightstand, so I'm guessing some part of me wants to read this. I mean, every part of me wants to read that. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the second and third book in the Mistborn trilogy, but like I'm still intrigued by this. Okay, like just like all of his stuff, honestly. And this, speaking of big and epic, these are all on my nightstand, but I'm not promising anything. I'm not promising I'm reading any of those. They're here, so it is possible, but no promises. But yeah, feel free to answer the questions in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on any of these. Yeah, I will leave my Instagram, Goodreads, and TikTok in the description. Bye.